Welcome, sir. The stage is all yours.
Thank you all for coming. I was in my long career. Sarkar has been probably one of the most effective films I've made. And I've become a director mainly because of watching Amitabh Bachchan right from my teens or whenever. The whole idea of power and intense performances, obviously in India, I think it started with Mr. Bachchan. And even till now, it's only him, and I doubt that ever an actor will come in cinema who can surpass Amitabh Bachchan. So one important thing I wanted to do in Sarkar 3, I feel Amitabh Bachchan became what he was in the concept of an anger, so-called the angry man who stood for repression in terms of injustice or anything which the common man wanted for. They saw that outlet in the characters he played right from Zanjeer onwards. And I think that was one of the main reasons why he achieved such an unimaginable superstardom. And I felt over the last few years, I would say the last decade, most filmmakers, including myself, have taken him for granted and trying to put him in roles which are probably complex and very difficult to perform. But I think we somewhere forgot the power which he represents and the anger against injustice, what he stands for. So I just wanted to revisit that and make it more powerful than ever, and that's where the tagline "Angrier than ever" comes from. So, to cut it short, the main thing of Sarkar 3 is I feel it's on a scale which is much more, the negative forces are much more larger, the issues are much more larger. So, Sarkar 3 in my view is much more larger in every which way than the earlier two franchises. And also, I think this is the first time in Indian cinema that a third part came with the same character, saying the role. And I'm very proud to be a part of that. And probably Amitabh Bachchan obviously is the only actor who's ever done that, and which has the same kind of power, and its intensity, in it is like one thing Abhishek said when he saw the first time he saw the couple of scenes I shot. He said, Ramu, the only one problem I have with this is Amitabh Bachchan is looking 10 years younger than last time I saw him in Sarkar. So I didn't know, but I think Mr. Bachchan just kind of gets possessed into the character, and what he thinks inside reflects outside, and that's what I think it explains the whole thing. And thank you very much once again. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ramu, sir. Just one question that I'd like to ask you before we call upon the cast. Angrier than ever, उसकी बात कर रहे हैं. So was there a moment on the set जहाँ पे अपने ऊपर anger बरसा हो आपके ऊपर while filming?
On me?
Yeah.
See, to start with, I think Mr. Amitabh is one of the most gentle persons I ever met in my life, and which everyone knows for a fact, the most sensitive person. So I think his anger, either he hides it, and in real life he performs as a gentle soul, or other way around. So none of us will ever know the truth. Who is the real Amitabh Bachchan?
Right. So to know the real Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, ladies and gentlemen, cast से शुरुआत करेंगे. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. All right. May I invite on stage the producers, Mr. Parag Sangvi and Mr. Rahul Mitra first. Mr. Rahul, Mr. Parag, आपकी एसोसिएशन के बारे में प्लीज थोड़ा सा हमें बताइए with Sarkar 3.
Well, I'm associated with this film from the first franchisee, Sarkar. When Ramu decided upon this film, I think it was the best film I've ever made. So though I'm not making any more films anymore, but Sarkar is one thing which always be with me.
Also, your thoughts.
Hi everybody, good afternoon. We at Wave Cinemas, we just try to come out with stuff which is high on content and something that marries box office. So what better and bigger than Sarkar 3? It's been a wonderful journey and we are all very, very happy and privileged to be a part of it.
Super. Also would like to invite on stage Mr. Nandu Ahuja, who's the head. क्या बोलेंगे सरकार 3?
Hi, good evening, everybody. All I want to say is that Eros is very proud and happy to be associated with Sarkar again. Not again, I mean, I was associated with the film earlier. And very happy to be associated with Mr. Bachchan, Ramu sir, Alambara, Wave Cinemas. And we all hope that we make it a grand success at the box office on the 7th of April.
It's so obvious, sir. Just look at this, sir. Full house hai. So now it's time to invite the amazing cast on stage. लेकिन उसके लिए chant तो बनता है. So can we do some Govinda, 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 Govinda? Give it up for the very talented Mr. Amit Saad, ladies and gentlemen. And with him, the very gorgeous, the very talented Miss Yami Gautam. यहाँ पे thank you so much. Welcome.
Go in there. There, in the middle.
तालियां तो बनती हैं यार. सरकार 3.
मुझे जो सही लगता है वही करता हूँ.
मतलब जब सरकार की एंट्री हो चुकी है, सो इतना ही कह सकते हैं कि it's over to सरकार. So it's all yours, sir. The stage is all yours.
Oh, thank you. Please sit. Where is it? Where do we sit down? I've got a mic. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen from the media, for being here today. You've already seen the trailer. Most of these occasions happen when all of us get together and we introduce ourselves to you and we talk about the film, and lots of nice things are said about each of us, but I thought it would be better that if we talk to each other and find out what we think about each other, and perhaps you will get some inkling of that as the conversation goes. Ramu, I'd like to initiate the conversation with you first. I have a member from my blog, from my EF group, who is some sort of an intellectual, and when he came to know that I was having a press conference today for the release of Sarkar 3, he sent me a short note, and I think that I would like to just read it out to you, and then maybe we can talk about it. He said, RGV has Ayn Rand bluntness. Ayn Rand, the great writer, in his style which suits his themes in a different way. Crime in his themes is in the eyes of the beholder. His characters make their own laws, which is rather challenging for an audience suppressed by protocols in our system. We are a nation of youth caught in a traffic snarl. All of them are on their own 2 feet, standing, pushing, pulling, or doing whatever it takes to move. And watching over this commotion is a calm mind that makes its own rules. I presume that he's talking about Sarkar. What made you choose this subject, Ramu?
See, to start with, I think the greatest film, like most people would agree with on, is something like Godfather. You know? Godfather, I never really thought was about mafia or crime or underworld. It's about a man's sense of righteousness, where what he felt was justice. If the system had failed to do that, and he would take it upon himself to award that justice to the person who suffered. You know? And that, I thought, was actually for me the soul of why first when I approached you to come to Sarkar. Because for me, you represented as Vijay right from the beginning, from Zanzir onwards to various characters you did in the 80s and later on, that you stood up, and which is the reason I think there was a mass hysteria of the popularity of you through the characters what you portrayed. So I wanted Sarkar to be almost like some condensation of that in one person, but both in thought, in performance, and intent in everything.
Yeah, but Ramu, that is not me. I mean, that is the writer. That's the writer's opinion about the situation, about the story. Writers are basically the actors of every film, and it is the thought process that they consume from a director. Director बोलता है कि मुझे इस तरह की कहानी बनानी है, और writer जो है वो actor होता है, screenplay writer होता है, costume designer, everything होता है.
I disagree with that, Sarkar. The reason being, I feel writer or director is about information. Eventually, film is an emotional experience. You have to feel what the character is feeling. Suppose if I give the same dialogue, exactly written, same lighting and same taking, everything, and instead of you, I put you, I'm just giving an example. For example, a Jitendra, it is not going to work.
Why do you say that?
I'm saying, that's what everybody knows. If Amitabh Bachchan is feeling the emotion of what is written in that, as
Yeah,
a
but I'm sure
person,
every actor feels that.
he's feeling that, you know.
Yeah, I think this is this conversation is going very personal. But okay,
It is personal to me, Sarkar.
yeah.
Yeah. Since you initiated, you have to bear with me.
When you design a screenplay, Ramu, you know every story needs to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Which portion do you think of first? The end, the middle, or the beginning?
Sarkar, I just remind you of one small conversation we had in the beginning of the first Sarkar, you know, when I came and narrated the first scene when Rashid comes to meet you, when you say that those famous lines, "Mujhe jo sahi lagta hai, main karta hu." And so I feel, actually, except for that scene, I never had a story of Sarkar in my mind, you know. So for me, if the character, the way he says and what he says, in what context works, that hooks me onto the... Beyond that, I just wanted something to start, something to end with. I never thought of anything beyond that. Now, I remember you asked me this question, why would he say all these things to Rashid, who doesn't think anything of, you know, that guy? So my answer to you was, he would speak because we want to listen Amitabh Bachchan say those lines, you know. So I think when I said an emotional experience, it's not that Sarkar is like a great, very original story, a lot of twists and turns and all that. I think there's a connectivity to the emotion, there's a relatability to the characters with the family and the father and son emotion. More than anything else, I think everyone wants to have a friend like Sarkar. Everyone wants to have Sarkar. If I'm in terms of trouble, I would like to go to Sarkar. I think that is the most important thing what I thought of.
Yeah. Would you agree with what my friend wrote about Ayn Rand and her bluntness in the way she expresses? Ayn Rand, as you all know, is a very famous writer, playwright, screenplay writer, and a philosopher also. And somewhere she also said that, and this is one of her very famous quotes, I wonder if you were impressed by this. The question isn't who is going to let me, it's who is going to stop me. Do you think that this kind of encapsulates the character of Sarkar in many ways?
100%. Because the point is, when he's taking up a cause, each and every person, a lot of people will feel an injustice, an anger, a sense of a disappointment, but they will not have the guts. They will be answerable somewhere to the legal system, somewhere to the society, somewhere to what people might say, or they have enough strength to tackle it. Right. But then every once in a while, a very rare kind of a person comes who will say that I'll just do it. I want to speak up for it. I want to stand up for it. And he is not scared of any threat to himself, and which is the reason he becomes a leader. And Sarkar, I think, is epitome of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Rohini and Yami, we're just going to address you as ladies first. Please sit. You can also sit. I'll sit down. Okay. Why did you do this film, Rohini ji?
One day, I had got a message from Ramu, come and meet me, and I went and met him. I was the first, I was in his first film, Shiva, just for a scene, then second film, Raat, and then now, Sarkar 3. So whenever Ramu remembers me, I'll always be there, Ramu.
You're forgetting the most important thing. I said you're going to play exactly the opposite of whatever Kasturba stands for.
Yes, that was a challenge too. That is a challenge too. So that's why
Right.
I'm in this film.
Yami, what about you? Why did you do this film?
So first of all, thank you so much. Thank you for having us here, and thank you for this response. And sir, you've got to be one of the reasons to inspire me to be part of.
You know you're not allowed to
Sarkar
lie
3.
at this press conference.
Am I lying? You think? Am I lying? Not at all, sir. And to go a bit more detail into that, if I may badly imitate you, Ramu sir. I remember I was, as much as flattered I was when I got a call for Sarkar 3, but I was wondering that, I was really curious to know what the role is going to be. And so when I walked into his office and I sat down, he said, this fair and lovely walk that you've just done, I just want to cut it. I think let's show you in a light that we've not seen you before. Let's see if this same fair and lovely girl can just pick up a gun and just shoot.
You said fair and lovely walk.
Yes.
Didn't you notice all the lizards and the turtles on the floor?
Exactly.
This guy has snakes and lizards loafing around on the
Maybe
floor
it was,
of his office.
Maybe it was not that
It's so intimidating.
catwalk. I was just trying to flip over those lizards and all. So, I think I didn't have to think at all the moment I heard the role. And oh God, did I miss something?
You didn't have to think at all.
I didn't have to think at all. Even on the set. So I asked him, I said, sir, any homework you want me to do? Anything? No, just come. Just come on the set. So I said, okay, sir. So, and I think here it is. I think it's just time just flies, and didn't even realize when it was one of the most quickest shoots I've ever done. And to be a part of Sarkar with Amit sir helming it, with Jackie sir, with such stalwarts, and Ramu
There are two
sir
Amits here. Just be specific, please.
Yes, Amit sir. I think I couldn't have asked more. It's one of those rare opportunities which goes down with you. I think years later that I got to be a part of a franchise called Sarkar, and I think it just says it all. So thank you, Ramu sir, for this.
Thank you. Amit,
And I
Sar,
just
you're
told,
next.
Sarkar, I just told Yami one thing that in a film like Sarkar, where there's so much of intensity and very evil, not evil characters, menacing looking people and all that, and then suddenly in the midst of it, I see this pretty and petite, fair and lovely girl. What the hell is happening here? And so, but the intensity which she managed to, I told her you can do it because I believe that all beautiful women are very mean in their hearts. So it's the most easiest to get it out.